Hello and welcome back. I just arrived here up at the land. It's Friday night. The sun is already starting to set there. So I grabbed some dinner on the way up, and my plan is to see if I can get that dump truck fixed this evening, so that I can maybe take it for a bit of a test tomorrow. Only up for the one night again, so I gotta make my best use of it. But first thing I noticed when I got here this week was the water level has actually risen a bit. So the beaver has been fixing up that dam over there. But yeah, you can especially notice in that little area there, used to be a kind of a muddy island in the middle there, and that's it's all underwater now. And even here too, you can see the water level is definitely up a bit higher. So that's all good. I do have to repair my my dock. As you can see, I'm kind of ignoring it, but I think what's happened is the backside has sunk down, probably from the weight of the snow in the winter. And you can tell my floating dock, which is sort of attached there, is also being pulled down now because the water level's risen up. So that might be another project that I can tackle this weekend as well. Try to get that dock fixed up. But anyway, first step here, let me check on the old bird nest there while we're kind of disturbing things. I haven't seen her at the nest yet, but I've definitely seen her flying around the area here, so quick peek, hopefully we won't disturb. Alright, well, hopefully either the eggs are still in there or they're actually hatched now. I'm not even sure what stage they'll be at. That'll be roughly around the 2-week mark now. 2 weeks probably tomorrow for the eggs. The first time there was only 3 eggs in it, and then the next week when I went and checked, there was 5 eggs. So I think I just missed, or I was right at the time where they were laying the eggs. So that would have been 2 weeks ago. And now, yeah, they've basically just been sort of like, hanging out in the eggs for the last couple weeks. So my guess is that they should be hatching any time now. Okay, so one of the other things that I'm going to do here is I've got my mosquito coil going and my thermocell, but as you can see, it's almost out, and I think you can't quite see it, but I think the fluid is almost out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up underneath the dump truck to keep all the mosquitoes away from that area. But you have to set it up and then wait about 20 minutes or so for the sort of zone to be established, and then you should be able to go there and kind of hang out, and there shouldn't be very many mosquitoes, if any at all. So since I'm going to be crawling around on the ground over there for a bit, I think this is a good opportunity to use this thermocell out. I've used it on the porch here all the time, and it's pretty good. It's one of the best mosquito things that I have. Also have my rhino skin on underneath here, sort of another layer that they're not supposed to be able to bite through, but it's not 100%, but it works great when you're kind of moving around and you can't be sitting in one spot where you can set up some kind of a protective zone. But for this truck work, I'm going to be in the same spot for a bit. I got 2 sort of potential ideas to fix it up. I'll show you what those are in a little bit. Let's get this thermocell set up first and get it over there to start doing its thing. So I'm going to put a new pad on it and a new canister of the gas as well. So let's do that. Now to start it, super simple. There's basically a switch here to turn on and off the gas, and then a spark ignition here, and then there's a little window up at the top where you can see when it's lit. So what you do is you turn on the gas and wait maybe 5 seconds, and then you can hit the spark a few times and then check the window and make sure it's going. So. Anyway, that's going. So now I'm just going to go put it down on the ground over there, and it should start making a protective zone around that dump truck. So let's go do that. All right, let's let that set for a bit. Give it at least 20 minutes, and then we should be able to get started over there. See you in a bit. All right, it's been just over 20 minutes now, so I'm gonna head over there. I'm also sprayed up, so hopefully that helps. Hopefully the thermocell has been making a nice protective zone. So let's show you what I'm gonna do. So I picked up this steel silk JB weld, and basically it's good to 4,000 psi. So my plan right now is to take a little chunk of this, like a putty, so you sort of massage it together, and then you can sort of form it over top of wherever the leak is and wherever you want to fix. And then in about an hour, it says 5-minute set time and an hour for it to be cured. Probably wait until tomorrow before I actually start it up, but so I'll do a little piece over top of the top section there that was leaking a little bit, and then I'll do a bigger piece where I have the two that are disconnected, and I'll get them kind of together as best I can first, and then use this putty kind of around the edge to sort of hopefully lock everything in. So that's my plan for the first one. If that doesn't work out, I did also bring a tube that fits over top of the whatever it is there, the steel line, so I can sort of cut the line in a couple spots and then connect it with this. Also brought a little bit of brake cleaner so I can clean off the line there before I put the putty on it. So let's head over there and try to get it done. No idea if that's going to work or not, but I think that's best I can do with this stuff. So let that harden, and then we'll test it out, I guess. And if it doesn't work, then I'll try just cutting the hose back a little bit on each side of where there was leaks there, and patch with that rubber hose. So I guess I gotta wait for that now. Okay, well, I think that's going to be it for this thing. I'll come and check on it again in the morning, see how hard the spots got there, and see if it looks good. Then maybe I'll try firing it up, but I'll see if I can get it started at least tomorrow. And then I'll crawl underneath there again and see if I can find any leaks in the sort of current spots that I'm processing, and then I'll maybe check down the line a bit farther to see if there's more, and then yeah, we'll go from there. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Just got myself organized here. Gonna go check out the underneath the dump truck there and see how the line see if that stuff is sealed up nicely. Might not start it just yet, but I want to at least check on it and see how it looks, or attempt to start it, I should say, not to jinx myself. But yeah, let's go take a look. I guess it looks like it's hardened at least, which is really all I can ask. So we'll have to start it up and then check underneath it to see if it's actually done the trick or not, and then go from there. But I think before I do that, I'm gonna take a walk down, check out the beaver pond and the creek. I think we did get a pretty big storm, maybe a couple of storms through in this last week, and the lake water is up. So I think part of it is we've got a lot of water, so the creek might be flowing more than it had in the past, but I just want to check on things up there and see how it's going. So let's do it. Definitely here too. See, it's a lot more swollen than it was last time. You kind of walk across those rocks there. So definitely a lot more flow going through here, which is good, but not good for my bridge that I need to build. So I'll definitely have to wait till later in the summer still, because I got to get, you know, roughly to here, and kind of same on the other side, in order to sort of build my my footings. So I'm gonna have to definitely wait. Originally I was thinking I would do it in the fall, but then since the last couple of weeks the water's been so low, I thought I could maybe get to it earlier. You can see on here too, my ditch down the side got kind of affected with all my driving through here. Looks like the water's kind of leaking out of my ditch and running down the edge of the driveway here now. That's okay for now, I guess, though. Let's run over to Cali a spot. Forgot to spray up this morning, but luckily I have my rhino skin on, so that part's okay. But they were actually getting at my hands and my ears, back of my neck and stuff. So I'm gonna one of my other options for, you know, dealing with the bugs is obviously bug spray. So I'm gonna throw some of that on. All right, kind of the moment of truth here, I think. So let's grab the keys to the truck, and I guess we'll see if it fires up first, and then we'll check for leaks underneath. So let's get to it. Got no juice, but I also noticed that I left the sort of toggle there to have the bed go up and down. I left it in the down spot for some weird reason, and I think that drives the electric motor to pump the fluid for the hydraulic system for the dump. So likely the reason why she's dead, but I'll grab the boost and we'll get it going, or get it boosted. better, but it's not quite patched. A little bit better, but not perfect. So I'm gonna shut it off and maybe play with it a bit more. Let's get to that. Right, so based on what I can tell, the one side sealed well, and I think it's sealed kind of all around the top part of it. But the other side that sort of hits the more like meshy, like flexible hose, that part is not sealed. I do have a little bit of the stuff left, but it's still obviously, you know, pressurized on there right now, so it's dripping. So I'm going to wait a little bit, see if the pressure will sort of bleed out with the drip, and then hopefully at that point I can try another like little patch around that side, and see if I can get that last little bit to seal. It might be difficult on that hose, that's flexible hose, because it's not a smooth surface, but hopefully if I'm just sort of focused on that one little spot there, I can kind of get it squished in enough, and then it'll harden up and kind of seal. Not sure what else I can do to sort of seal it at that spot, but anyway, I think I'm going to go back. I've only had one coffee this morning, so I'm going to go back to the tent, grab coffee, and just kind of enjoy the view and the day for a little bit. Let that pressurized line sort of bleed out a little bit, and then I'll come back and try it again. So let's go from there. See you in a bit. Okay, well, it's still leaking. It's been I don't know how long now, probably half an hour, close to an hour maybe even. Played around with it a little bit, but I'm not sure, I'm not very confident anymore about the like sealing it against that mesh. It seems to, like a flexible hose, I think it's gonna find a way sort of through the mesh no matter what I do there. So I'm gonna see if I can sort of like take off some of the stuff that I put on to back it off a bit to where that sort of joint was, and then see if maybe I can seal it at there. Yeah, so I'm just gonna poke around a little bit, see if I can adjust it at all before I decide if I want to try to seal it around that mesh part of the hose there. Let's go take a look. Alright, I'm not feeling very confident here on this one, so I'm going to switch to the second method of the hose there that I have. But let's see if I can get a clean cut on this this tube here, and get the rubber hose on. Let's give it a go. Happy with the two cuts that I have there now on each side of that. I just need to cut this pipe here down, or this tube. let's get back under there and see if we can get this hooked up. Hopefully that holds. I think what I'm going to do, you can see the old one here too. I think it would have worked. Yeah, I think this potentially would have worked. It's just very hard to get it kind of like sealed on there correctly while it was, you know, up there and attached. So that made it a bit more difficult. But this mesh here, I didn't realize, but yeah, you can even see the gas was kind of soaking right into it. So I don't think I ever would have been able to seal up at this point here. What I really needed to do is make sure that it was sealed around the sort of the metal part at the end, which there wasn't a ton of space there. And I also had to use that wire, which is actually poking out right here, but I had to use the wire to kind of hold it all in position so that it didn't try to like shift away from the alignment while I was getting the putty kind of in place. So yeah, I think what did work, this stuff did work though on the second patch, the one at the top, where it was just the steel pipe. It seemed to have sealed that really well. So so yeah, at least one leak I guess got patched with this stuff, and then have to see if the rubber hose there will hold up. I'll have to keep a close eye on it and see how long that's something like that will last. It's obviously not the intended use of a, you know, hot water hose. It's not meant for gas for sure, but hopefully it holds up long enough for me to get done what I need to get done with this thing. So yeah, so I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fire it up again. I'm going to check for leaks again, and then I think I'll just shut it off with the line being sort of pressurized, and then I'll go do something else for a little bit, and then I'll come back to see if it's still holding or if it's leaking anywhere with the pressure being kind of in the system for a while. So yeah, let's get my tools out of the way here. I'll probably have to boost it again, and then we'll check for leaks. So let's get to it. Is an understatement. The pressure, I think, is just way too much for that hose and clamp. It's not good. Maybe back to the drawing board on this. I think I was much closer with the tube there that I had on. Damn, I was so close with the one little drip there. Now I think I'm miles away again. Okay, I'm gonna have to give this some thought. Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to wait for that. I think what I might need to do is actually buy some of the proper line, and then maybe some pressure fittings or something to try to get it attached. I didn't think the pressure in there was that high, that the sort of rubber hose and the clamps wouldn't hold, but they weren't even close. I should have probably videoed underneath it to see what was going on there as I was doing it, but when I got out I could see the gas is just pouring out kind of everywhere, so it wasn't even like, you know, close. So I think what I'm going to do now is try to deal with this dock. You can see, especially from this angle here, how it's sort of very slanted down towards the water. So I need to get that end pulled up. I think it was the sort of weight of the snow that pushed it down, and now with the beavers being more active and getting the water level up, and the more rain that we got to help, you know, fill up the lake, it's starting to become a little bit problematic for my my floating dock at the end. So now it seems to be like a good time to deal with it. So I got an idea of how I'm going to do it. Let's get out there and get to work. Alright, it's good enough. It's only when you get you know, multiple people out here, it gives it a little extra, just in case the buoyancy of these buckets are not as much as I was thinking they would be. So anyway, that's good. It's still a little wonky. This part's kind of somewhat level, but until that corner's up a bit higher than that. It's still a little bit wobbly, but it's pretty good. It's good enough for what I want out here. So all right, it's a little past lunch now, so I think I'm going to take a break, have a little snack, and then we'll see if there's anything else I want to do today. So I'll see you in a bit. All right, well, the dock looks much better now from this angle. You can tell it's still a bit wonky, but it looks pretty good. So I just got to do a little bit of cleanup still. Haven't tidied up too much in the tent yet, so I got to do that. And I'm kind of just tinkering around a little bit. This big storm is supposed to roll in here pretty soon, and I'm basically heading out once the storm gets in. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye for now.